Oh, how about that? I just love that intro every time we use it.
I do too. We had a guy send him a comment on that. He said he thought our music sucked.
I've seen that too. But I mean, I get that people like it. But we did get one good suggestion. And like I said, we always are open to suggestions. And you were telling me about it, and they're probably right. When we upload it to the podcast on like iHeart and Spotify and iTunes, cut the music because it's, about 2 minutes and something, and it's just music.
Yeah,
But we can do
yeah.
that. Not a
That was
problem.
our buddy Mark down in California.
Yeah, and it's a good suggestion, Mark. Hey, look at that. One shot cap. He says, fire at will. So, oh, my goodness.
Hell yeah. Evening, Waylon. Hey,
So,
Randy. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, they are.
now, I know this doesn't have nothing to do with guns and the 701, but how you feeling? I know you had a little bout with a little flu bug and from this
Yeah,
weekend.
actually,
So,
yeah. Actually, when pheasant season started, I was driving up with my buddy Travis to the farm. We were actually gonna hunt antelope with my dad that day, and I felt kind of something coming on. And then from Saturday night till about Sunday night, I felt pretty crappy, like really bad. And my wife went and got me a home test. Yeah, and I did test positive for the cove. What's weird, like I told you, is almost 2 years ago to the day is the first time I had it. But after that, I got a good night's sleep and I felt pretty good. And I feel good now. My voice is just a little raspy up. But, I had a headache. When I felt really bad, I kind of had a headache and an upset stomach and Highland and just nothing. I felt like crap for about 12 to 18 hours and started improving after that.
well, I'm glad you're feeling better now. I'm good.
Thanks.
I was around you all day that day. It didn't bother me. And
Yeah.
today I was out campaigning for my Sioux County commissioner run. So I guess if I had it, I just super spreaded it everywhere.
Yeah, I stayed at work. Today was my first day back. I mean, I felt like I could have went back yesterday, but I didn't want to take a chance and get somebody else sick and somebody's out. So, yeah, the cures. It's Coors Light or something else, Randy. That's what I found works the best for it.
Well, I have to say tonight, I've got my there it is, my Laurel Auto Repair Cup.
Yep.
And tonight I'm not just drinking water.
I got this one right here. I might see. You got some Axe, brought some over. I wish I could get. There we go. See.
Yep. And we're gonna have some things going on. We got to get a couple different things. We're gonna try to make this so we can take phone calls or something to that order in the next few weeks. We are growing, thank goodness. Hey, I mean, our YouTube channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers, so we got to plug that, guys. Go to YouTube, Guns in a 701. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, have them subscribe to the channel. When we hit that 1,000 mark, it really opens up a lot of things of what we can do. So when we get to the couple of points, then we can maybe do a few giveaways and things like that.
Yep. Yeah. Not only that, if you can't catch the show on here on the live stream, go to one of the podcast sites and do that, because trust me, that helps too. That helps big time. So, and we actually did from the first week that we did the podcast. Super spread some lead, yeah.
There we go.
First week we did the podcast, I think we had 26 downloads, and then but in the next week we jumped up to 100, and I don't remember what I showed.
173, I believe it was.
Yeah, 177 we had in 1 week, so that's working pretty awesome, along with this and that. So we're gonna keep getting it on with this. It's going good.
Not a quick one before we get going rolling here. Gunsin701.com. Go check it out. You can email us now. We made it real easy. You can email Jamie at gunsin701.com, or you can email myself, Clay, at gunsin701.com. Also, if anyone that's listening that ordered your leather koozies, that'd be those there.
Yeah.
They're being made. They're in production. Again, them are they're hand stitched, and it takes a little time, but you can start sending payment now. We got that kind of set up so that you can send it to us with our account and everything squared away with the state and all our ID numbers. So I'm guessing
this time it's legal.
It's legal, yeah. I think we should probably have them sent. And you've got your address, Jamie. That's probably the best place to send them, wouldn't you say? So why don't you give them your address, quick, like, and we will also try to get something posted, probably on our website with where you can send checks and things like that for things you purchased.
Well, I tell you what, instead of me giving it out on here, what I'm going to do, just go ahead and go to our website, guns and the 701.com. And then, like Clay said, you can send that message to me. Send me a message where you want, and I'll send you my mailing address.
That'll work.
We'll have it both ways, and I can send you I got Travis money already, so
those of you that know us and have our personal contact info, just send us a message and we'll give you an address. Not a big deal. Yeah, we probably don't want to put that out here. So
yeah, or if you're on Facebook, you can go on our Facebook page and send us a message on there. And I mean, I sent out a bunch of more stickers on Monday and Tuesday. So
yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So let's start it off. Let's go over what happened weekend here. Antelope opened and pheasant. Clay, did you get any action on going down there in South Dakota?
Well, we went a little bit there on the line. Of course, I'm in North Dakota there in the unit. I think it's 6A if I remember right. Didn't have a lot of time to hunt this weekend, unfortunately, but I will this weekend. And my biggest issue was the out area hunters. I couldn't believe that there's not that many antelope, and I know they upped the tags in this unit. They shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. So you had the same groups of people, and then some of them were from Fargo, some were from just north, way up here. And I mean, it just even had some out-of-state hunters. And I think they had res tags because I don't think there were any non-resident state tags, but I'm not sure. And they just kept pounding the same 160 acres. And it's just like, guys. And one guy kind of had to get after because he had this little vehicle that they call an SUV, but they're not. They're nothing like what an SUV really used to be. Mm-hmm. Going through the tall grass with it. It's like, really? And one guy, he was driving off to the side, and you can go down the section line, but you shouldn't. So didn't know how to really take that. At least he was trying not to start a fire, but get out and walk, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
If you want to hunt, get out and walk. Quit road hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good advice there, Big R. I see what he put up there. That's a good idea, actually.
That is. Maybe that's what we need to look in. That'd be the easiest, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You didn't go get any bird hunting in down there then? You just were watching?
I did not. I was just so busy. We moved some cows on some cut corn stalks, and we were doing a little fencing, and then I had a couple water issues with the water tanks. So I had to fix them. So between all of that, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get out there. And you know what? It was so hot out. I was kind of okay with that. This weekend's supposed to be a little cooler out, but I'm actually seeing some birds. I've got a lot of grouse, but all of a sudden these pheasants showed up. I don't know if they were in those cut corn fields, but I'm glad to see them. So my buddy Vance is going to be here this weekend. I'm picking him up from the airport in Bismarck, and I think we'll try to get out there and even take a few pheasants on the place. I think there's enough for us to at least throw some lead at them, some little freedom seeds.
Yeah, little tiny ones. They still do the job, though, don't they?
They do. So
anyway. Friday, after we went up Friday there, Travis and I got with my dad and went and looked around, and there wasn't much right away. So him and I went and put a blind up for deer rifle season that's coming up. And we went out later, and we did see one. Travis and I were kind of like, really? You don't want to shoot that one, huh? And so he didn't, and that really, that Friday was the last time we really seen anything. I guess Saturday there was one too, but not as good as that other one. And then Sunday there was, but I don't know. He kind of admitted to us that he figured he had enough meat in the freezer and he wasn't sure he really wanted to shoot one. So I was like, well, don't shoot one on my account. Just let him go. And then we saw one, like I said, when we left Sunday. But bird hunting, that was good. We went out right away. The people that were coming up with dogs, they were kind of running behind. So we went out and hunted one little part there, and we got some. And man, we saw a lot. But without that dog, we walked past some, and we walked some other stuff, and we couldn't get him to come out and kick him up too good. So then the bird people got there. We went out, and we ended up seeing more than I thought. And I mean, we should have limited it out really, but people ended up missing some shots, and we actually lost a couple. But I think we ended up with 9 birds, and it was really good actually. I was really really happy with the bird count that we saw there. So.
I love hunting season, and I don't get out near as much as I should, but I always look forward to it, and I'm actually looking forward to deer season. That one I've been kind of telling you about that needs to leave the herd. He showed up finally.
Yeah, oh, did he? Okay.
He did, and he is just like I said, he's a great big 3x2 mule deer, and I don't want him in the herd. He's passing on really bad genetics. I've seen a couple smaller ones that are now 3x2s. So that's not good. And he needs to leave, and I can't wait for it to, if he sticks around where he's at, should be able to pile him up the first day.
Good. Well, I see we got a couple of comments here pertaining to Pennsylvania there, right?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, I didn't. What was the first one there? I saw.
Hey, Brian.
I saw Dougie show sponsor there. He had a comment there about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it says, let me see if I can find that. I can just show it. There we go.
I think Lynette had it, wasn't it?
There.
Okay, yeah.
Oz is the lesser of two evils, and I can tell you that's very true.
Right. And this Fetterman, who I'm going to try to constantly refer to as a phallus with ears, because that's what he looks like. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
He looks like Shrek.
God, he looks like something. He is
Shrek.
I mean, for lack of a better term, he is an ugly man for sure.
He's an ogre, but
so let's go through. So we're talking about Fetterman. Okay, we saw Oz. He's got an A rating now, but he did say some stuff, but here's our choice, and this is our choice pretty much, because it is a federal position. It's not a state of Pennsylvania. He's a U.S. It's going to be U.S. Senate seat. Okay, Oz he has pushed for assault weapons bans and red flags, but hey, guess what? Trump did that kind of thing too, and Trump was pretty damn pro-gun.
Yes.
So we got Fetterman. We'll just go down the list here, and then we'll kind of break it down a little. Clay, he wants universal background checks, and those are unenforceable without a national firearm registry.
Yep.
So that means wherever I sell a gun to you, you sell a gun, whatever, to whoever else, you're going to have run it through a FFL and do a background check. I can't just be like, hey, Clay, I'll sell you this gun for $300. Okay, you give me the $300.
Right. And that's something that, that's one of the big pillars for the Democrats. Not only that, do you realize that Fetterman, this is the same guy that actually one time he wielded, he took a shotgun against a black man that he wrongfully believed was involved in a crime, and yet he wants to obliterate our rights. I mean, that's right out of the article, and I'm telling you, he thinks it's okay for him, but not for us. It's always that way, it seems like, with these liberals.
Yeah. Well, and hey, what was your saying there? When liberals lose, they change the rules.
That's right. We got to get that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so here's the next one. He wants to repeal the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, which forbids lawsuits against the firearm industry for crimes committed by remote third parties, commonly known as criminals.
Yeah, commonly known as. Can you imagine not just what that would do to the gun industry or the firearms industry? I would imagine if it was passed and, of course, implemented, and it's going to go to court. I mean, I know that the gun manufacturers would take it to court along probably with, Gun Owners of America and NRA and other groups. Say it's successful and upheld. That means that's going to wipe away everything from, say, well, if I take a Ford pickup and run it through a whole group of people standing in line and kill most of them, now it's Ford's fault, right? Not the user. It must be Ford's fault, because that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
And if they can get that through and get it upheld in court, that could bankrupt any industry in our country. It's just insane.
Well, let's further break that down, because they always say that you can't sue the gun industry. Biden's always saying it. Now, phallus with ears is saying it.
I love that.
Yeah. Hey, Austin, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, buddy. You can sue the gun companies if there's something wrong with their product. But the reason this was put in is because Democrats wanted to do this in the early 2000s, and that's why they put this law into. If I shoot a gun and it blows up, and there's something the manufacturers did wrong and it blows up in my hand and I lose half of my finger, I can sue them for that. If somebody goes and kills somebody with a gun or wounds them or whatever, no, that's not suing the gun company. How the hell is that their problem? How is that their fault?
It's like any other product. I mean, if I take my steak knife out there and go stab somebody, is it the knife company's fault? I mean, maybe a liberal would think that, but yeah, the idea of suing companies is when they make an actual malfunctioning product that causes harm or injury or death.
Yeah.
Because of the fault of their product being created incorrectly.
I mean, I want to say they know better, because most liberals aren't stupid people. They don't have any common sense or reasoning. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I think they know what it is, and they're just trying to do it because they hate guns and they want to sue them out of business. All right, so let's go on to the next one here. What he wants. Fetterman also wants to eliminate the Dickey Amendment. That's the amendment that has been reaffirmed that keeps the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention from advocating for gun control. So what is? Yeah, right. Exactly. What does the disease have to do with gun control?
Nothing.
Right, but they love giving them just come up with a reason to ban guns and put in more gun control. So the Democrats want the CDC to have all this money, so they can keep doing that.
It turns over once again power to an unelected bureaucratic alphabet agency. Mm-hmm. And like we just said, when liberals lose, they change the rules. Well, they've lost legislatively most of the time. They've had a few wins and victories over decades, but for the most part, they've lost. And they cannot accept the fact that the people don't want this, as much as I like to tell people that in the fake news but it's not true. So what do? We'll classify it as an illness or something, or an epidemic health-wise.
That's what it is. That's what they use right there. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. And then, so all right, he goes on here. He is also called NRA members. That would be what's Randy got going here? Anyone running for political office should have to take a test on it. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely agree. And
that would exclude pretty much most modern Democrats.
Here's mine right here. I have it always here with me. I study it. I know it. I probably know it better than most constitutional attorneys.
So Clay's wearing an NRA cap, and according to Mr. Phallus with ears, known as Fetterman here, Lieutenant Governor Fetterman in Pennsylvania, NRA members are the lunatic fringe of gun ownership.
Oh, we must be, right?
Wow, Clay, you are a huge lunatic.
Gosh, let's see. I'm deplorable. I'm a lunatic fringe of gun ownership. What else have I been called? An extremist. I'm an extremist.
MV.
I'm a terrorist.
MV. Militia violent extremist.
Yep, there you go.
Which we're going to get to later in the show. Trust me, we got a good one for you there.
Yeah.
So, okay. Oh, boy. Here we go, Clay. After I read this, you tell me what I'm thinking he is after I read this. I own guns. I went deer hunting when I was much younger, he admitted. I've owned a Smith & Wesson Model 500. In fact, I've been around guns for most of my life. What do I call people like that?
Fuds.
Exactly. The guy's a FUD. You don't know what a FUD is? A FUD, somebody will keep their hunting rifle and their hunting shotgun and the rest of their guns nobody needs. They'll gladly turn them in and let their rights be infringed on.
After Elmer Fudd.
Right, yeah, right.
I mean, you just look at that. I own guns. I went deer hunting. It wasn't I own guns because it's the Second Amendment right, or I'm not a felon. So who knows? He might be. Who knows? But I can tell you right now, again, the Second Amendment has nothing, zero zip to do with hunting. Never has, never will. It's just a great activity that we are allowed to do with firearms, as well as a bow or whatever else you want to use, like a spear. I always hate that. And it's like that they think that gives them some kind of credibility.
Spear hunting. Well, that was Bob. That's knew some gal who.
Really? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually.
And Tim Wells, that guy does a lot of it. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's a big spear guy, right?
What's funny though is Fetterman has a model, Smith & Wesson Model 500. Huh. I wonder if he really knows what that is. I kind of wonder if he didn't mean it was a Smith & Wesson 500.
Well, what did he call it again?
A Model 500.
Yeah. Model 500 is a shotgun. That's
what I was just
500.
So maybe he knew what he was talking, but I don't think so. I think he didn't have a clue what he was talking about there.
Maybe. Maybe. So why don't let's do a quick commercial here for our show sponsor, Clayton, shall we?
Well, I think that's a great idea. Here we go. Oh, I'm behind the 8 ball here. I got to bring this up. There we go. Doug, this is for you.
There's our boy right there. That's our first sponsor of Guns in the 701. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street. That's right here in Bismarck. Go down, Doug and the boys. That's a pro Second Amendment shop right there. I mean, anybody out watching this show is pro Second Amendment. You don't want to give your money to somebody who's not pro Second Amendment. They might be nice people. They might run a good shop. But guess what? Doug and his boys run a great shop. They treat you right, fair pricing. They get your job done quick. And it's going to a pro Second Amendment shop. It's going to somebody who's going to support shows like this and support what you believe in. So, and hey, it's hunting season, pheasant season now, deer season coming up. Get that hunting rig in there, get that baby tuned up. Doug will get that thing humming like a kitten for you, and you can go through, and all you got to have to worry about is filling that tag and getting that big buck.
Absolutely. He's a place to go. And I just put the number up there, 701-258-6308. Again, 701-258-6308. If you need that number, don't hesitate to ask us, and we'll get it to you. I can't think of a better guy to do business with, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Good guy, super good guy, honest guy, heavy pro Second Amendment. I mean, he's in North Dakota, born and raised right there. So support those kind of businesses that support our show. We got to support each other, guys. That's what's coming down to. So, and then Lauer Auto Repair is one of them places you're gonna want to support. So,
and hey, the whiskey even tastes better in his cup.
Well, the rum tastes pretty good in this one too. So.
I'm kicking back with a little Pendleton and tonic tonight. It's been a long day, so hey, what the heck, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've been sick, so I figured I'd get back out of here.
So, I did do a quick search, and I was correct. There's no Model 500. I figured that was the case. And when you do any kind of search, it comes up. It's the Model Smith & Wesson 500, but it's the 500 Magnum. So I guess he's kind of right, but I find it interesting that he would have a big 50 cal like that. Remember the 50 cal thing?
Well, he must have a little. Yeah, they say it to us all the time. I can say it back, right?
Probably does, right?
I don't have a 500 Magnum.
All right, so then let's see, what else did he have going on there? I think that was most of his gun control stuff, wasn't it?
Well, of course, and then the first thing on the list, which I skipped, that most people probably assume, nobody needs an assault weapon. It's a weapon of war. God, it's not a weapon. For the love of God, it's not a weapon of war. Well, okay, I'm corrected. It is now over in. Is it Lithuania or is that again? Or Ukraine? I can't even keep them straight anymore.
Ukraine.
So. Tonic and peach crown. There you
nice,
go.
Nice, Eric. That's good stuff too. Maybe I'll have to take a break and get a refill. I don't know.
So I know Clay's a big 270 guy, and I've been hearing quite a bit about this 6.8 Western here. So I kind of did a little research on it. And I say a little, not a whole lot. I was kind of reading on it here, and what the big deal was about it, because it's one of these stubby, like a short mag,
Mm-hmm.
And the reasoning that they make these short mags is because it's a short action cartridge instead of a long action. And they claim that if you put that in these shorter, you can keep your receiver stiffer, and it's going to translate to more accuracy, which I don't know, because I've never shot a short action anything really.
Yeah.
But I have shot a 270, and Clay shot a 270, right?
Many.
And so what I'm getting out of this is, like, some people will be like, they're like, well, it's the same. It's a 270 round. Okay, the bullet's a 270 and 277, but you can shoot heavier projectiles out of it. Well, then people will be like, well, just get a heavier bullet for a 270. Well, most 270s, unless it's a custom barrel or a 1 in 10 twist, which won't stabilize these, like the bullet weights for this thing on the 6.8 Western that these guys are shooting, or
right.
What are they? 168, 165, 175. If you do that in a 1 in 10 270, and plus the neck on these on these stubby short actions is longer, you get different neck retention, and I mean longer. It'll grab more of the bullet, so apparently that's something that makes it more accurate, kind of like a Creed. But
yeah.
But I mean, what do you find
that shoulder? Well, here's what I shoot. I've been shooting a 270 since I was about 18 when I bought it. I got it in a Winchester Model 70, and it was the first year they came back with the claw extraction like the pre-64. So that's probably what attracted me to it, because I love that action. I wish they'd have never done away with it. I shoot a 270, and I shoot it in, and of course, like I said, it's a .277 bullet. I shoot the 130 grain Hornady, just basically the Spire points. Just a soft point bullet. I'm loading 49 grains of ram shot, big game powder, and I love it. I mean, that thing it's not it's not moving like a Swift or some of the fast rounds that Prairie does, but it don't need to. And I mean, I shoot. I know the last time I put it on paper here about a week ago, I mean, I was still shooting half-inch groups with this thing at 100 yards.
And I was
should have took that prairie dog shooting. That's what the 130s.
Yeah.
I have loaded 150s.
Just soft points or what?
Yeah. And I took, the 150s were a Nosler partition.
Okay.
But I loaded them specially, and it did shoot different. Usually the 270, there's not a lot of difference. You can actually usually take out a 270 in 100 yards or less. It's pretty flat shooting. And if you're shooting at a deer, it compensates. It does well. You don't have to do a lot. You can probably take it out and not even have to sight it in. I guarantee you take the 150 Nosler partition you do. I couldn't believe the difference in that. I had loaded them up on an elk hunt. And everyone thought I was crazy taking that gun. I said, well, it's the most familiar gun I have at the time. I know I can shoot it. I know I can shoot it well. And I did. That bullet does just fine going. I mean, the partition's a great bullet. They're kind of spendy, but they are a very good bullet, and that's why I used it.
Yeah. Yeah, so these guys got, I don't know if you ever chronoed yours, but these guys got the 130 soft point. What he chronoed his at was 3160, which I can pretty much verify that at a 130 power shock of my buddy John's 270, which we've done before. It was right. It was right, almost perfect on that with the 130. The 150 I didn't, and they got their 150s going 2850, which, I mean, that's still pretty good for a 150 grain bullet. That. Somebody will probably say, well, that's a 150, that's 2850, that's a 308. Well, the 270's got better ballistics on the bullet than the 30 cal.
Absolutely. It's way flatter shooting. And I can tell you mine, when I ran it through the chronograph, it was in that 3,100 feet per second with that 130, and that's plenty fast. And I gotta show you this. So Eric, he put this out that was years ago, very true. It exited and blew the other leg over the top of and it did. We still cleaned that antelope and kept him.
Yeah,
I believe he was on the run, and this fat boy was a little out of shape, so I think I was puffing pretty hard too.
I mean, I've probably said this before, but I mean, I've hunted with my buddy John for 10, 12 years, and that 270, I mean, that's probably the most devastating round I've seen on deer. I mean, that includes many times I watch guys hunt with 7mm mags, and myself with the 308 with ballistic tips, and another guy had another 7mm mag in his, but that 270, man, that something about that thing, it's a hammer.
It's a great, if you're going to own, if you have limited resources, and then you got, especially if you're picking out a good first gun after you've had something like
it was his first gun, actually.
Yeah, and you can shoot any North American game pretty much with it. I don't know if I'd take a moose hunting, but I'm sure if you placed your shot correctly, you could do it. I mean, anything will do their job if you do it right and hit it right. But I wouldn't hesitate to use it on elk again. I take it elk hunting, and then on deer and antelope and things like that, that's no problem. I even loaded up some 90 grain hollow points one time to take on a dog down.
Ooh,
they were smoking.
That's gotta be amazing.
You can only shoot about 2 or 3 times, and then you gotta quit because that barrel gets pretty hot.
So much powder in there. So for comparison, I said the 150, the 150 out of the 270 is going 2850, right? And that's 150. That's out of the 270. So if we go down here to this 165 Nosler that they're shooting out of this 6.8 Western, that's at 2970. So it's going over 100 feet per second faster. This 165 grain's got a better BC than the 150 grain. So, I mean, that's kind of what they were getting at with this thing.
Right.
A lot of these cartridges, they're really close, but, I mean, in long range, and you're shooting big animals, yeah, I mean, that's going to help you. And then, of course, it goes up to this 175 grain tipped, but, basically it's It's a 270. You can shoot bigger bullets out of the thing with. So I got a box of 270, price tag $8.
Hey,
That
let's
means you
give him
need to
10. He
shoot
can
more,
make two.
Gene. You got to
Yeah.
shoot more, buddy. I get what you're saying.
That's been a while ago.
Yeah. And my buddy Casey, I work with. He's got his 30-06, and he's, hey, I only shot it this much, and I'm just like, man, I can't say that. I like shooting too much. What do you got there, Clayton?
Well, this is
go a little
reload
lower.
these. Okay,
Go a little lower there. That's the Jedi trick there.
There you go. Anyway, I bought these evidently years ago, but these were $15, and I've reloaded this box 4 times already. So they're those. I bet you them brass are about had it probably.
Well, Austin's got it on here. His 270, his first rifle in Tika T3. One I'll never get rid of. Also, not that monster whitey. Jamie knows, but I do know he did shoot a big whitey. Yeah, yes. And Austin, it's a sweet rifle, no doubt. I wouldn't get rid of that either, buddy. Safe queen. All right, Gene, I got you.
I've had, I don't know. I don't know how many rifles I have. I don't want to tell anybody. I got a lot. Yeah. You were in my basement. That was just part of them, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
And
there's only one other guy that seems to has more, and he might have something to do with this.
Yeah, there you go. But I can tell you this right now. When I go reach for the one, if I'm especially if I'm in a hurry and I haven't had a lot of time maybe to work with one of the other rifles, you know which one I grab? I grab my 270 that I've had for literally over 20 years.
Yeah.
Over that actually. And I love that gun. I know how it shoots. It'll do the job, and it has never disappointed me yet. So I love that gun. And hey, Doug, that Howa, I don't know if anybody knows this. A lot of guys build guns on Howa actions. Yeah, they're a good gun. And yeah, I bet Cole. I know Cole's your older one. Sorry about that, DJ. But he got his first year deer hunting, and it is a great gun. I just love that gun.
So I see Travis has got up there 308. Anybody know what that means? I do.
No, I don't know what that means.
308.
30.
It turns out his 308 used to be mine till I had shoulder surgery, and that is one bad A rifle right there. He's gonna get himself a wall hanger with that in a couple of weeks here. I'm gonna promise you that.
Well, I know one guy that lives up in the northwestern part of the state. He don't think much of 308s.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? In fact, I'm gonna lead this into the next gun I'm gonna talk about. We'll make it quicker. I actually sold Gene Davis. I won a 300 Win Mag at Harvey, and I texted Scotty Bachmeyer, buddy, and I said, "Hey, is your father-in-law want this piece of junk?" And they were up at the Longhorn. Yeah, he's here right now. Bring it up to the Longhorn. Sure enough, I sold it to it.
You sold
a Weatherby.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I got rid of that mule kicker, and
sold him.
Been buddies with Gene ever since.
Oh, he must have been drinking that night.
I think he was. Well, he was the next night I met him too, but we got along real good. So
good.
First time, it was a long story we're not going to get into, but the first time I met Gene, we never hit it off too well.
No, I heard about I think it was the next weekend I was up there.
Yeah.
He talked about you and your 308.
Yeah. Yeah, now I don't even shoot them anymore, so.
I like a 308. I own a 308. It's a good. Here's the thing. Every cartridge has its ups and downs. To me, it's the shooter. If you want to shoot a 308 and shoot it accurately and consistently, go out and shoot it. Put some freedom seeds down range and get to know the gun. It's like anything else. There's things you can do to a firearm to make it shoot better, do better, trigger. There's all them things, just like a vehicle, to trick them out. But when it comes down to it, it's the shooter. Get familiar with it, take it out and shoot it, and you will learn how to efficiently and accurately shoot that gun. That's pretty much anything you want.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Like you always say, you go for your 270. I got a 223. I always go for. So that's that's my go-to gun. I got a couple of them. Most of them, like I've said it before, I'm sure it's my 223 Rhett Ruger ranch rifle. So
that's a nice gun.
I got a doe tag this year, a muley doe tag, and if I do, I'm gonna shoot her with that right through the head. So yeah, I did say that. So don't
do a
nobody
pumpkin
panic.
shoot. All right.
Yeah,
I want
that's
you to video it.
Well, that's the plan. I want to video mine and all my buddies and my uncle and everybody who gets one this year. That's my plan, but like a lot of plans, they never come to pass. So,
well, I know you were under the weather last week, but I know that I've actually been asked by a couple people today that evidently watched the show, and I had no clue. So if you're watching tonight, it was great to meet you guys. They were wondering
appreciate it.
about the pistol. They're like, "Hey, we didn't see any videos on your YouTube channel from the pistol." I said, well, Jamie was under the weather; it didn't happen, but it's coming,
Okay,
and I
so
think it'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, so what Clay's talking about there is we were on KFYR on Mitchell in the morning last week, and Todd he said his wife likes 45s better than 9mm. So we got Axel's got a 45. I'm gonna have a 9. We got Clay's 10mm and a 40, and then we're gonna do a shoot for it and see, to test them out. I'm gonna get some more information from Todd actually and see what she really didn't like about the 9mm. My guess is it was a small one that it was kicking. Somebody gave her the 45 and it was bigger and she could hang on to it. That's my guess. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but.
And it's like I've always told people, when you're looking for a self-defense handgun to carry, go out and shoot a few of them before you buy one. If you don't know somebody, there is places I know in Bismarck you can go up there and rent and get on the range and actually take it out on the range and shoot it. If you got some friends that are shooters, like me, I have just about everything, and I've taken out a lot of people and said, "Here, try these out. Which one do you like the best?" And sometimes I can't narrow it down. I'll say, well, then take them home with you and try them out, at your leisure and do some shooting, put a few rounds down range and you'll figure out which one you like the best.
That's the way to do it. It's like I used to ski all the time. You had to find the right set of boots that fit you just right. I mean, if you really wanted to kick ass, you needed the right boots, you needed the right skis. Everything had to fit you just right. If you had to force anything to make it work, I mean, basically with anything really, if you're not really comfortable, it ain't gonna work for you. The more comfortable you are. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Doug's got some. We did shoot Randy's 1911. We didn't shoot it too much. I think we gotta have to do it, Randy. I think we're gonna hold that. We're just gonna you and I go out and then we're gonna video us a whole range review on that baby.
There you go. Those, I tell you what, on the YouTube channel, those seem to be popular videos when you do the reviews like that, and that's good.
Yeah. We don't just have the live stuff there.
Eric, you're right. I've shot his 454 so I love that gun as well, and he's gonna use it on my deer. I like that. There's one we want to see the video. Eric, I know you got the same camera I do, so see if you can't get that on video. Maybe we'll have to do a little short on it and put it on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys should do one with that. You should do it. That'd be sweet.
The 454 deer blower or something.
See how your buddy handles it next to your shop down there you got hanging.
Yeah, I have a nice old target down there.
Yeah. So I was gonna hit on this other 300 Win Mag thing, but I think I'm gonna skip that. We're gonna go shotgun thing, and then we got a couple of, and then we got a little politics thing we got to get back into. So, Clay, what kind of shotgun you usually shoot?
It kind of depends. I got a few of them, but I'd say my favorite one is still my Winchester Model 1200.
Okay.
If I don't take that one, it's my Browning BPS. Those are my two go-to shotguns. I'm comfortable with. They shoot well, they fit well, and them are the two I grab if I go anywhere.
Well, unfortunately, this isn't going to pertain to either one of those, but I don't have a shotgun anymore, but two of them on here, I did. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Strike Industries, but they make a lot of AR parts and mostly AR parts, and they Glock, but they make like kind of unique colored stuff. But the stuff they make is it's super practical and it looks cool, and probably for the younger generation. I say young, I'm 51, so younger than me. They're making these so-called improved magazine followers. They come in like kind of a gold and a like a Trump red, and then this titanium colored for Mossberg 500s and Remington 870s, both of which I had, and Benelli M2 and an M4. And I guess I never really knew this was a problem with shotguns, but apparently it is with these followers, they jam up or get stuck in there. I never have mine do that, but I usually kept them pretty clean.
Mm-hmm.
They got like a spot. They got like a spiral. They look super cool. I think they do, but old school people would probably be like, that looks like shit. But it's spiral fluting, so apparently they're self-cleaning, however that's self-cleaning. I don't believe in that, but whatever. And they got, like I told you, they got these high vis colors, and then they come in as anodized aluminum, so they're super smooth. Which I believe that would make them, because mine did have some sketchy burrs on them that I had to hand. They're lightweight. They're supposed to drop in it. I mean, any of these followers are easy to put in, but if you're ever having any problems with that and you have them kind, I mean, I've never tried them, but everything I've ever got from Strike Industries is awesome.
Good. Yeah.
So I don't hunt shotgun anymore. If I do, I'm going to use my buddy Wyatt's 410, because my shoulder can't take a 12 gauge hammering on it anymore. So why don't we hit on, okay, we got Gabby, not Giffords. Not Giffords. We had I've been noticing for a couple years now, she's kind of been starting to
lean a different way.
Yeah, she get true woke. She's getting true woke. There she is. Beautiful woman. Tulsi Gabbard.
She had a video excerpt, but it was 28 minutes long, so I just grabbed the picture, and this is Tulsi Gabbard. I believe she's originally from Hawaii, right? Wasn't she a Democrat out of Hawaii? Yeah.
Yes, she was. She was elected to Congress once or twice. She's in the military, served over in Iraq, I think, and I listened to her podcast on Jocko Willing. But why don't you read that little quote from her there, Clayton, a little piece out of her?
So in a nutshell, so she come out, she says, today's Democrat Party, Gabbard stated in her premiere podcast that she does not believe in that the party does not believe in our constitutionally protected right to bear arms. Our founders passed the Second Amendment out of a recognition that every one of us as Americans has a right to defend ourselves and our loved ones, and to serve as a check on a tyrannical government seeking to take away our God-given freedoms. The Democrat Party's hatred of the Second Amendment and their increasingly authoritarian instincts poses a serious threat to our freedom, that she added. And you know what? She's absolutely right.
100%.
And
I'm glad she's coming around. I'm glad she's coming around.
That's what's prompting her to leave the Democrat Party. And good for her.
Yep.
That's probably the biggest difference between us on this side and their side. Their side just won't tolerate it at all. We welcome her, and as long as she conforms to a constitutional base and acts that way, if she runs again someday or in any office, we're going to welcome her into the party, and we're good with that. I don't care if she's Democrat or Republican as long as they're constitutional, but there just aren't. I can't name one Democrat that's constitutional today.
Anything constitutional it's not up for debate. That's the thing. You want to debate about something else, go for it. But and there's some people already I see. She's a Democrat. She's just saying that. Hey, Ronald Reagan was a Democrat.
That's right.
And I'll be honest with you. Back in the 90s, I certainly was as conservative as I am now. I mean, I sure as hell wasn't a liberal either, but I started listening to we'll gladly take her. She's a dino, absolutely, Randy.
Like
so just remember, if somebody's coming over, you don't jump down their throat right away and you're full of it. You're not really conservative. Hey, she's just coming around. Trust me, from a year ago when I first started listening to her, she's come a long way, because she used to be in support of an assault weapons ban, and now not anymore.
And Lynette, you're right. I'll show her comment. Lynette's like, as long as they can embrace our ideas, we welcome them. And absolutely. I mean,
it's America's ideas, not ours, actually.
Right. And I think that's the way to put it. Is I always tell everybody I'm a constitutional conservative that votes Republican. Am I involved in the Republican Party? Yes, because they do share. Actually, North Dakota's GOP platform is very good if you read the platform. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people in the Republican Party that are not. They don't even like the platform. They want to change it. I mean, they even wanted to. There was one group that even wanted to take abortion out of it as being something we should be against. They want to just eliminate the issue altogether. And I think that's a pillar of our party. And obviously we were correct. So, I mean, I'm not going to fault her if she wants to change her ideology and actually, maybe like we were talking earlier before the show, she's the real woke one. She woke up.
Yeah, she's
She
getting
come
true
around.
woke. True woke.
That's true woke, and man, we need to steal that from them, and really define what woke really means. It's woke up from the coma of being completely delusional on constitutional rule. And I'm glad, you know what? Like I said, like these guys all here said, we embrace her, we'll take her, as long as she embracing the ideology we have, being constitutionalists. Absolutely, why wouldn't we?
So let's get our sponsor up there one more time, and then let's talk about this March for Our Lives blames America for this mass shooting in Thailand, Clayton. Here we go. Absolutely. Right there.
There you go.
Hey, that's nice. I like that red one better, actually.
Yeah, and I love the red. We're gonna have a red wave.
Doug, yeah. So Lauer Auto Repair and Exhaust, 258-6308, South Washington Street in Bismarck. Our first sponsor, Pro Second Amendment, North Dakota boys. I'm gonna treat you right. Get your vehicle in there. They're not gonna make you fix something on your vehicle that isn't really broke. And they're one of us right there, 309 South Washington Street. Doug and the boys will get you hooked up, get your vehicle running right, get it humming for hunting season. Or hey, if you don't hunt and you're listening to the show and you just like guns, that's great. It get you to the gun range and back, get your kids to school, get your wife somewhere. It's a Second Amendment company, Republican values, North Dakota values. Get your vehicle down there. Doug and the boys will get you hooked up. Support them. They're supporting us. Hey, like I said before, we got to support each other in this, guys, because this is it. There's no other place to go. This is it. We got to stick together, and that's one of the guys you want to support right there.
Absolutely. Nice and local, North Dakota based. You can't go wrong. We want to thank him coming on as a sponsor. I know we got I think another group coming on wants to get their stuff, and anyone wants to sponsor, we welcome it. It's going to allow us to grow the show, and we stick everything back into this thing. It ain't like we're making any money on it yet, but no, and that's okay. By the way,
it ain't like we're planning on retiring.
I got to throw this out here. So this is the sweatshirt that we did a trial on. I don't know if you can see that.
Beautiful.
We're going to start we got some equipment coming so we can start producing them. But I just want everyone to know that we're going to have some gear pretty soon here other than just the koozies. And, we had these earlier. And those turned out, I know that Jamie likes his daughter, she really liked them.
Yeah.
Especially that orange one with the right here, guys.
Yeah. She was
hunting gnomes on there.
She was talking about the gnomes again today.
And we're going to start doing things like that and getting them available. Now, getting them on the website, because I've been asked about that. We'll work on it. It's a little more detailed than you think, especially, I thought about the easiest thing would probably be put PayPal up there, but them guys are getting insane. I don't even want to do business with them. Plus, when I looked into it, all the information they wanted, they can cram that so far. They can go get bent. I'm not going to put them on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I
don't know if we got to do Venmo or something. I'm not.
We'll have to check some of the other ones. I did find one. Gab has their own, and it's very simple to use. So it's not a big deal, guys. You just have to sign. You don't have to go on their social platform, but get an account with them. And if we put them up there, they're actually, they tout themselves as the parallel economy. They're not big tech. They've been censored. They created it because PayPal banned them. And I think I'm going to really look into what it takes to set that up. And then essentially all you have to do is set up an account with them, and we'll have all that information probably on our website when we get there. We're not there yet. I know we've been getting people. I know you've heard it. Just caps and shirts and T-shirts and things, and it's coming. Just takes time.
Just remember, it's me and Clay. That's who it is.
Yeah, it's us too, and we got T.
Clay's wife helps make the stuff. Yeah, so it's So if you don't get frustrated with us once we get it, and Clay's got a big ranch to run, and I got another job, and I got kids, and he's got kids, and I'm going back to the farm, and we're going as fast as we can, guys.
We got a new request.
Okay, get some guns in the 7 underwear elastic.
We'll keep that in mind.
We'll sell to some gangsters. Their pants are down all the time too, ain't they?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so Let's hit on this Thailand thing. So, March for Our Lives blames America for mass shooting, and if you don't know who March for Our Lives is, I always call them March for Gun Confiscation. And one of their figureheads is that little punk David Hogwash, little scrawny 119-pound pencil neck geek. Of course, he's got more money than I'll ever have, but that doesn't matter. It's not going to change the way he looks. There was a shooting a mass shooting in Thailand. Okay, this former police officer, I don't know if he was evil or if he snapped or whatever he did.
No.
He went into a daycare. He killed 22 children, 2 adults, and at least 2 more children were killed elsewhere. I think then he went home and killed his wife and his kids and himself. So March for Gun Confiscation has this release come out here. Today, Thailand experienced its deadliest mass shooting by a lone gunman. We are sickened that more and more children are forced to live this horror. This is global poison, and we can't help but wonder, what example has the U.S. set for the world? We must all do better than this. So, like, now it's our fault that this guy went freaking nuts. So, let's just, before we get into a little more of that, I'm gonna go through. So you're probably thinking Thailand, that's gunslinging, freewheeling country over there, right? Well, let's go over their gun laws here. Per gunpolicy.org, Thailand has most, if not all, of the restrictive gun laws that March for Gun Confiscation advocates for in the U.S. Civilians do not have the right to keep and bear arms. Possession of semi-automatic rifles is prohibited. That's not ARs. That's all semi-automatic rifles. And even owning a gun is banned by law unless the owner possesses a valid license, which, okay, that's ridiculous too, but it's their country. Something that can't be obtained unless they demonstrate a, quote, genuine reason for gun ownership. Thailand's gun laws basically operate on a might issue system, with licensing authorities using everything from an applicant's personal conduct to their income before deciding whether or not they're allowed to own a firearm. So that's everything March for Our Gun Confiscation wants here, they have there, and this guy still did that killing.
They have the
former police officer, if I didn't mention that.
Basically the
only ones.
Yeah, the only ones. Yeah. But they have the utopia of gun laws. They have everything that these guys have tried to legislate in our country as a whole to supposedly keep us safer and prevent mass shootings, mass shootings are defined 3 or more is all, and it's a mass shooting in the United
they
States.
Said we've had 500 here this year, but it's 4. But mass shootings, most of these things are gangbang or drive-bys. Every weekend, how many of those are in Chicago? But they don't tell you that it's a gang related. That has nothing to do with guys like me and you.
No,
I mean, so how do you think they're mixing it in their mind, Clayton, that it's our fault that happened over there?
Well, it's just another narrative to push their ideology. It must be our fault. Anytime they can take any event, whether it's in Thailand or any other country, and say, oh, by the way, because they love to ban them in the United States, they're going to relate it to it and say that it's basically our fault because we're setting the stage. We're a world leader. We're the last, quote, superpower, although I don't know if that's true anymore. And we're the ones setting the bad example for everyone else to follow. Yeah, you don't have Biden. So
everybody does.
Hey, Big R, I was looking at the comments here, and you're right, and maybe we'll do that. Talking about going back to merchandise until we get going, do the pre-sale, and we probably that's the route we're probably going to go first. We did that with the koozies, and so it worked good with the leather koozies. So, but yeah, getting back to the Thailand thing, it's just you take David Hogwash. I mean, that moron was in Bismarck. We saw what he was like.
Yeah, a little scrawny punk wouldn't even come out and face us.
No. He's a coward. He doesn't know jack crap as far as I'm concerned. And that's what they do. They get these megaphones and get out there in the fake media and spew a whole bunch of stuff they don't know anything about. So why not blame the United States to make your point, right? They're trying to stay relevant, and that's how they do it. They always point to the United States as the most evil, most guns, most deaths, most everything. And it's just, it's not true when you really pick apart the data, but you're never going to change somebody's mind that thinks that way. You're just not going to do it.
So let's give people one more bit of depressing news before we cheer them up here at the end with a couple, should we? Let's go to this in Vegas. You got this thing in Vegas here, Clay. Did you have a clip from that? Or
I got a clip from that. We'll go ahead and play that, and
okay,
then we
do that.
talk about it.
Yep.
A 30-year-old man began stabbing people at random with a large kitchen knife. It happened near the Wynn Casino as crowds of tourists watched in horror. At least 2 people killed and 6 others injured. The suspect was taken into custody. So far, no word yet on a motive.
Wow, huh? That was a little quick clip that came out of Vegas.
Yep. So in case you missed that, there was 2 dead people, 6 wounded.
Yes.
With a knife.
With a knife.
If this was a gun,
it was unprovoked even.
Yeah. This guy's name here, Yanni.
Brett. Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
Yanni, assault knife. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. It was nobody needs a pointy knife. That's just for chefs. No regular person needs a. Yanni Barrios. And
32 years old.
32 years old. This guy's illegal, once deported. He's from California, got a criminal record, assault, this and that, back in here. And there he is walking around Vegas killing people. But, Joe's not going to say nothing because he's just here for a better life.
Oh, and yeah, they didn't do nothing wrong. The guy just wants a better life and wants to come here and just work and be part of our economy and our culture. No, they don't.
So, yeah, banning guns saves just one life. Well, guess what, Joe? Securing the border could have saved 2 lives and other people from being probably crippled the rest of their life from getting an 8-inch knife run into their body by an illegal alien.
I'd love to see a stat. Maybe that's I need to try and hunt down. I want to see a stat of the amount of murders, not just by firearm, all murders committed by illegal aliens, because that's what they are. They're not migrants. They're illegal aliens. It's an invasion.
It's out there because I've seen it. It's a lot. I seen it actually before, and I was shocked that it was that many.
Yeah. Hey, actually, you're absolutely right. Yeah, but you can't carry your gun in Vegas. Well, you can.
Yeah. Put that hog leg in your boot.
You can, but don't get caught with it. Kind of like some areas in other states.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
or when you take a road trip to Florida with your buddies to go hunting, and you come across the very tip of Illinois as illegal as you possibly could, carrying, not stored correctly, ammo. Oh, it was fun.
I was just gonna say, it just gotta feel good to do that, doesn't it?
It felt so good to go across like that.
Yeah,
we even stopped and fueled up, and we kept carrying them. We'd have been in trouble, but who cares?
You gotta live dangerously sometimes, Clay.
That's right.
All right, so we got a few other things here, but this is a short. We always do not always, but most of the time we do the feel good story. So I'm gonna read you one here from Dunn, North Carolina. This is it's a homeowner. It's a woman. 29-year-old woman awoke to sounds to an intruder stealing her belongings. WHIO7 reported. He even attempted to take her pet dog. Wow, that's a thief right there.
Wow.
The woman told the alleged intruder to leave, but he refused her commands. All I did was turn around and grab my gun. I was fumbling with it. It was my first time using it. So what she did was she just kept shooting and running this guy out of the house. She did get him a couple times. The police found this joker 200 yards from her house, bleeding, suffering from gunshot wounds. So with the happy ending is she's still alive, and this scumbag's full of holes and bleeding. But well, his name here, 20-year-old Malik Giles of Oak Lane in Johnston County. But this gal, I would say, if you get a gun, hey, I'm more than happy you use that sucker to defend yourself. But I mean, go to the range with it a couple times, please. Even in your own house, you should have hit him with every one, but you didn't because you never shot the dang thing before. I mean, it worked.
Might want to be a little familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the job done. So that makes the happy ending of the week.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got to come up with some kind of intro so that we can play that and happy ending of the week, and then you can read it.
Yeah, we do got to do that. Put a little headline thing up there, and
So before we go tonight, though, I want to again thank everybody. This has been kind of an interesting ride for me and Jamie. Something that started by us going and essentially going out there and guest hosting a show, and it turned out to turn into something more.
Yep.
So appreciate everybody coming and listening and supporting us. The other thing is make sure you check out the new website, www.gunsand701.com. Axe, Doug there, I tell you what, we can't thank you enough. He's our first sponsor. I know we got another one coming up on here as soon as we get some material. We'll definitely get things going. We are completely legal now. We got our paperwork filed with Secretary of State's office. We got our federal ID number. So I guess now they can take their extortion fees from us on top of it.
I don't know how much it was.
What's that?
I don't know exactly how much it was, but you got to pay it you got to get your skin in the game, like Obama.
I guess our skin in the game.
Yeah, don't forget after this. Hey, thanks, Chris. I'm looking at Clay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the. Appreciate you listening again, buddy. All right, maybe see you tomorrow. You bet. Stop in. I got them stickers for you, brother.
Right.
And,
absolutely.
But yeah, I was gonna say we got them podcasts going. iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I mean, let people know we got those out there if they can't watch a show, because that's going to help us out a lot for sure, and it's going to help out our sponsors getting the word out. And hey, if you're listening, you do stop in. I was going to mention this too. If you do stop into Colorado, tell Dougie and the boys you appreciate them sponsoring a show like this, and you're happy to do business
Absolutely.
with them.
And again, we got to give a plug
right there.
This is a number, guys. 701-258-6308. And again, 701-258-6308. And I'm not sure. We're going to have to ask Axe if he's got a website. I got asked that the other day. I said, I don't know. I said he's at 309 South Washington Street.
It's
really
gunsand701.com.
Yep, gunsand701.com. There you go. Hey, we have to have T put them logos on there.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah,
we'll get that done too.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube, check out our channel, gunsand701.com. It's actually starting to trend in some of them searches a little higher up.
Yeah, it is.
We're really over a million. Actually. Get this, we're over 1 million views total of everything we got on there. There's, I don't know, close to, is there like 70 some videos on there now?
I think
so I'm kind of happy to see that.
Like 60 maybe.
Maybe it's 60. I don't remember, but we're shy of 1,000 subscribers. I think we need 70 more.
I'll tell you what,
60,
I'm gonna give you the quick update right here, Clayton. How's that grab you?
Okay.
We got 940 subscribers and 65 videos.
Oh, there we go. There you got it. How many subscribers?
940.
940. So
yep.
we're only 60 shy, guys, of 1,000. So if you guys can help us get there, that would be great.
Yeah.
We do have a Facebook page, Guns in the 701. You can check that out. I haven't even looked at those numbers.
Yeah, we
lately.
did get some more. I told you we picked up like 8 or 9 of those too in the last week. So, which somebody's probably going, wow, you got 8 or 9. It's we're almost 600 on there too. So.
Oh, and check out the community tab, I guess, on YouTube. I did put a poll up there. It didn't turn out real good. I didn't realize the logos wouldn't be, you couldn't click on them and see them, but we put the white and the green one up and just asked people what we thought about it. So I haven't checked it out today.
My cousin Casey did send me a message. He goes, I don't know what the difference is.
They didn't turn out. I might have to redo it.
Doug said, Colorado, we're old school. We don't have a website.
All right. Well, then we're just going to have to put your info on our site. You can go to gunsand701.com and find Second Amendment supporting businesses.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. We got to put a tab up there for that, actually.
We do.
One Shot Cap says, don't stop the music at the beginning of the show. We're not gonna stop it on this, Cap, but when we do the podcast, we're gonna, because it just sounds like the music's playing and nobody knows we had a few people say, why don't you just get rid of that?
Yeah, I might come up with something it won't happen tonight. Maybe I'll come up with something a little short. I've got that little short intro that I've done before that has, basically has our Guns in the 701.
You can just fade it in for 10 seconds or something. That'd be cool.
Absolutely. We can do that, but should have a little something on there, I guess. But yeah, we won't do it here. The live show, we'll keep using the beginning because it just is a good way to get people notified, and then they see it come up and they can start tuning in is what we do that for. So, well, I don't have a whole lot of anything else this evening.
Nope, me either, Clay.
Tomorrow Actually, I got to be in Bismarck tomorrow.
Yep, I'll see you tomorrow.
Put a different hat on and do that district meeting.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Other than that, again, www.gunsandthe701.com. We definitely get things uploaded pretty fast up there anymore. Make sure you check out iHeart, Spotify, iTunes. And it goes to a few others, but I don't know what they are. I suppose it's some of the major or the bigger platforms.
Google and some other ones. Okay. I'm not really aware, but I mean the big three are what most people use. So.
Right. So, all right. With that, guys, I think we're going to call it an evening. We thank everybody for joining us and listening in on Guns in the 701. We'll catch you again next Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Mountain Time, 7:00 p.m. Central Time. Again, www.gunsandthe701. You guys have a great rest of the week and keep your powder dry.
Right on. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Trav. Thanks for listening. See you guys later. Appreciate you.